Hey everyone, this is Oscar from Underdog, and today I want to ask you the question, what is the opposite of harmony? Do you have any idea what the answer is? I'll pause, fill it in for yourself. What's the opposite of harmony? Well, I'm gonna say the answer is tone clusters. I mean, let's be real. The real answer is that harmony is the opposite of dissonance, right? Harmony is when the relationship of all the frequencies in a sound are very consonant. They all have nice mathematical relationships to each other. And dissonance is when that is just not the case. So for example, when one sound vibrates at 100 hertz, and then you add another sound that vibrates at 200 hertz, they're so nicely mathematically related to each other that we're gonna say they sound harmonious. Fair enough, you can take this principle and build up the entire domain of music theory on top of that. But today I want to instead offer you just a simple technique from horror movie soundtracks. And that technique is called tone clusters. Tone clusters are where you don't just play one note on the piano and you don't play it nicely. What instead you do is this. You see, the idea here is that when two notes are played that are right next to each other on the piano, that's going to sound pretty dissonant. Three notes next to each other, also going to sound pretty dissonant. Just basically a lot of them next to each other are going to sound super dissonant and super tense. And then you can take that tense ball and you can pitch shift the entire thing up so that you get a cluster of tones that's rising up. And that's a very horror-inspired sound. Let me make you one real quick in Ableton so you see what I mean. I'll show you the basic concept using just sine waves. So just simple sine waves, no sound design whatsoever. The idea is that you go in and you find yourself anywhere on the keyboard, really. Let me make these really nice and long. Let me make them 4 bars long. And then we're just going to copy them across, kind of at random. Okay, this is going to sound pretty awful. Yeah, horror. You see how this is going to be horror later? And then one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to pitch bend this up over time. So we're going to go here into envelopes, MIDI control, pitch bend, and I'll go from minus the maximum plus the maximum. And then inside of the synthesizer, we do have to say what's the minimum and maximum pitch bend. And we just have to go find that. Here, pitch plus 5 semitones. So let's do 12. So it goes over the course of minus 12 up to plus 12. So that would sound something like... It's kind of sci-fi with all these sine waves. And let me find a sound that actually communicates a little bit more of that horror vibe that I was looking for. I'm thinking of doing some strings in an M1. Oh! It loops every 4 bars, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna make an 8-bar version of this, so we can just listen to it from start to finish. What? Super crazy. And if you would fade this one out at the end and bring in another one that's rising, you could create something called a Shepard's tone, which is like a never-ending staircase going up. You can use this for transition effects. You can just use this to freak out your friends and family as well if you want. It's a horror technique. You're welcome. Are there any other horror techniques that you know that you would like to share that I could look into? Leave them in the comments below, because the world of disturbing sound design is really fascinating, and it's really fun when you go away from how do I make something beautiful and pretty to how do I make something that's slightly disturbing. So I always learn a lot from people in the comments. So let me know, or just leave a comment to show me some love. Like the video and subscribe to feed the YouTube algorithm. See if one of my courses on the website is something for you. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care. Bye-bye. Every week when I think I've done the stupidest outro yet, I do something stupider. Can we make it work?